Man, man, bitches ain't shit and they ain't saying nothing. 100 motherfuckers can't tell me nothing.
Okay, starting off, my face is already primed. I used the e.l.f. hydrating primer and I also used some strobe cream by MAC. So now I'm just going to base my lids. I'm using foundation and I'm going to be using this IT Cosmetics double-sided foundation brush. So now I'm just going to blend that in before I set it because I do have really creasy lids. So to set it, I'm going to be using the LA Colors I Love Makeup Contouring Contour. Y'all see what it is. It's a palette. So I'm going to be mixing those two shades just because I don't want it too light and I don't want it too dark.
Looking through my phone again, feeling anxious, afraid to be alone again. I hate this. I'm trying to find a way to chill.
So now I'm going to be going into foundation. I'm using the same foundation I used with my lids. This is the color 330 Toffee in the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth. I have really dry skin, so I love this foundation. So applying that with the foundation brush first, I'm going to be smoothing that all over and just making sure it's even. So after I put that on with my brush, I'm going to take my beauty blender, the damp beauty blender, and I'm going to make sure everything is seamless and streak free. The next thing I do, of course, is concealer. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the color 20 Sand. I'm going to be highlighting all the key points, which are under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, my forehead, and my chin.
On my skin, why do you say you want me? Then tell me you're not gonna dress you like skin tight, do my hair up real nice, and syncopate my skin to your heartbeat.
And you can tell me if I'm off, but I see it on your face when you say that he's the one that you want. And you're spending all your time in this one situation, and anytime you run at the start, you know I won't let go.
So after all of that is blended, I'm going to take this brush from a BB set that I got. I really like their makeup and brushes. I'm going to be taking the same contour palette and using just that light shade. I feel like it's a really good color for under my eyes to kind of like tone down the brightness of the concealer that I use. And I'm going to make sure to set right away because I do crease very easily. Also, I want you to keep in mind that I'm not swiping it on. I'm actually patting it on first just because I don't want my concealer to be creasy, I'm going to pat that powder in so it can lock in everything and make sure it doesn't move. The next thing I'm going to be doing is contouring. So I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Beautiful Bronze. So a trick I like to do is when I apply my cream bronzer, I don't put it straight down my face on the side. I actually put it in kind of a C shape so that it makes my cheekbones appear larger and more prominent. And then I'm going to just conceal all the normal areas, which are my cheekbones, carve those out, carve my nose out, and conceal my forehead. So this brush that I'm using is kind of a tough brush, but it's soft at the same time. I don't know how to explain it, but what it does, it buffs out this contour really well. It just makes it blend seamlessly without taking too much product.
Big dicks follow. Hit him with the back shots, hit him with the ass shots. Took him to the bank, then I hit him with the cash shots. I do it big, I hit him with the caps lock. I'm gonna pull, I hit him with the mascot. No, I never been there, but I like the Bangkok. Big fat titties when they hanging out my tank top. You gon' play me on Instagram, nigga tryna shade me, but your bitch at home tryna play me. I'm Nicki and Weezy FJB. Me and fuck you and your lady. Gonna let you.
So I'm going to be using a smaller brush to blend out the contour that's on my nose, just because I don't want it to be all over the place. I do want it to be kind of defined, so I'm going to do that. As you can see, as I'm blending it out, the product is moving, but I feel like I put too much. So what I'm going to do now is take the beauty blender and I'm going to kind of like blur out some of that product so that it's not too harsh, and then I will reblend it. Now it's time to set that cream contour we just put on. I'm going to use the same contour palette. I really love this palette, as you can see. And I'm going to be using this shade, which I think is a perfect shade between warm and cool tones. I don't want it to be too ashy, and I don't want it to be too red. So that's why another reason why I really like this palette. So I'm just going to take a small ankle brush and I'm going to set that contour in all of the places that I put the cream.
Tomorrow you gon' hear about this. This is what you hearing through your speakers. That's why we dance until our feet hurt. See, I found out he was my problem.
Now I'm going to take a giant fluffy brush from BH Cosmetics, and actually all of the brushes are from BH Cosmetics except for the BB brushes, and I'm just going to blend everything out, make sure everything is seamless and no harsh lines and everything like that. So since this is an everyday makeup look, I didn't want to do too much for the eyes. So what I'm actually going to do is take a large blending brush, and I'm going to take a smaller contour palette that I don't really use because I don't like the contour colors. And I'm going to just put that in my crease and all over my lid, and put some warmth into my eyes so that I have a little bit of depth. Since I forgot to set my nose contour, I'm going to take a smaller brush and the same contour color, and I'm just going to go ahead and set that cream contour, which actually deepens it a little bit and makes it a little bit more defined. Now I'm going to be taking that highlight brush that I put to set my highlight under eye, and I'm going to just define the bridge of my nose a little bit more because that contour was messy. Now I'm going to be taking this Tarte blush in a fluffy blush brush. And I'm going to just go ahead and put that on the highs of my cheeks, not really on the apples. I'm going to take it on the apples and then push it back, just because I like a more flushed look rather than blush on my face, if that makes sense. I'm going to also bring that up on my nose, just again to give it a more flushed look. Since we are coming into fall, I feel as though that's kind of appropriate. Now I'm going to be taking some mascara, and I'm going to be prepping my lashes for the false lashes that I'm going to put on later. For the lips, I'm going to be taking this NYX pencil, and I'm going to be using that in the color Chestnut. So what I like to do for my lips is overline the top lip, because I do have a small top lip. And for the bottom lip, I have a trick, which is to only underline the middle of the lip so that it makes it look as pouty as possible, and it actually gives my lips kind of a different shape. Not that I don't like my lips, but who doesn't like to switch it up? So now I'm going to be taking a Sephora Rouge Shine lipstick in the color So Cute, and I'm also going to be taking a lip brush just because I like how it applies better, and I feel like I have more control. I'm going to apply that to my lips. So since I am going for a nude glossy lip, the Rouge Shine is pretty glossy, but I like to add a little bit extra oomph. So I'm also gonna take my favorite beauty supply store clear lip gloss, and I'm going to apply that as well. And I'm using a brush for that also, because I don't like to mix colors on my lip products. So now it's time to lock everything into place, and what I'm going to be using is the NYX Dewy setting spray. I know it seems like I use a lot of dewy and glossy products, but my skin is really dry, so by the end of the day it'll look like I put on matte makeup. It's not going to look too dry because of all the dewy things that I put on, so that's kind of why it balances out, but that's how dry my skin is. So now I almost forgot highlight, almost, but I never will. So this is how I like to apply my highlighter, to the very highs, and then I swoop it around to the top of my eyebrow, which makes kind of like a V on the side of your eyes. And I do take it a little bit above my eyebrow just to give my eyebrow arch a little bit more definition. I hope you guys enjoyed this very simple everyday look. Be sure to subscribe and follow me on all of my social medias. See you guys in the next video.
Nobody's single, I don't really know what's next, but I ain't even tripping, I'm a jealous back.